New year, new pleasure. Start 2025 with Starship's Customer Appreciation Days every day in January. Visit Starship locations on Old National Road in Atlanta, Terra Boulevard in Jonesboro, and Highway 34 in Noonan, and indulge in an extra 20% off when you whisper the secret keyword pleasure at checkout. Awaken your passions and spice up the new year with 20% off in-store every day in January. Just say the secret word pleasure. Make 2025 the year of endless pleasure with Starship, your trusted partner in sexual health and wellness.
Your Morning Blitz begins now.
Oh, that's exactly how I felt when I walked out the door this morning. Can I scream?
I didn't notice it. It's not that bad. Do you not have a good coat? Do we need to get you a good coat?
It's 7 degrees.
Yeah.
It's 7 degrees.
I think you can handle it from your front door to your truck.
No, I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. Man.
This is what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, I know. And we live here on purpose. Like, we're free to move anywhere we want.
I love it here. I love Four Seasons. I want the change. I'm great with it. Give me a deep freeze. Let's have like a normal spring without an influx of bugs that never died over the winter like they were supposed to. That's what happened last year.
I know.
Winter was way too mild.
Last couple of years.
You know, we all, I hope, have a home to stay warm in over the winter.
Yes.
There's no reason to complain.
It's going down to 5 tonight.
When it's like 100 degrees in the summer, then I'll be complaining. Do I hate the heat. But the cold I can handle. Bring it on, baby. Deep freeze us. Deep freeze us into oblivion.
You know, though, when it's 100 degrees out, if I'm standing in my garage out of the sun, it doesn't hurt. It's not painful. When it's 5 degrees out, it doesn't matter where I'm standing. It burns.
Okay. Do you need to go to the doctor or something?
No, it stings. It's cold. Anyway, comedian we heard coming in there, Nate Bargatze, man, that guy is blown up. He has just like quickly and quietly become one of the biggest comedians on the planet.
Well, not that quietly. He's been on SNL twice now, so he's huge.
But, I mean, it just seems like it happened so fast.
Two dates at the Schottenstein Center this summer.
Yeah.
In August.
Dude's hilarious, man.
Yeah, he's great.
He's just like, such a real dude, you know, and I don't know. I feel like everybody can relate to him. But yeah, he's good.
A side note, I might be fighting you all day on everything you say because I have a physical at 10:15 this morning and I cannot eat. I have to fast.
No.
Yeah, so you are in for a lot of arguing today.
Why me?
Now, you're welcome to walk out the door right now. No hard feelings.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just handle it on my own, or you can let me walk out the door.
You need me to show you anything on the board?
Not at all.
Over here?
I think I can figure it out. I got it.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, you're. I'm going to really try to hold it together. But I already feel argumentative. I'm going to try my best to have some self-control, though.
Okay, translation, just don't disagree with me this morning, okay?
I'm usually half a smoothie in by now. Like, I need food.
Oh, my God.
Good morning, Mike Funk said good morning to all. Somebody else texted in, deals. I don't know what that means. Deals.
Deals?
We want deal.
We want deal.
Yes.
I don't know. What is that about?
I don't know.
Is that something we got going on?
I'd love to know. It was at 2:37 this morning. That was a text that said deals.
I don't know. Maybe if you texted that in, you get a deal on something? Tickets? I don't know.
Let's try
I have no idea.
I'm going to try it.
Well, it obviously didn't work. Maybe it was just supposed to be deal.
I don't know, man. Only one person texted it, so I feel like it wasn't a very big contest if that's what was happening.
Well, we have had people mistakenly text us when they meant to text somebody else. Some of those can be really funny.
Deals! 99700. I'm going to text deals and see what I get.
All right. Well, meanwhile, it's not just cold here. Florida, you know what's going on down there, right? When it gets cold like this, they're not used to it. What happens in Florida?
All the fruit freezes?
And the iguanas.
Michael Ronquillo, owner of Humane Iguana Control, is expecting iguana removal calls to spike as temperatures dip to around 50 degrees, triggering them to become cold-stunned, unable to move as their metabolism slows down.
Imagine if you come here early in the morning to go walk your pets, and you're not aware these iguanas up there, they can fall on you, and in homes as well. They can fall on roofs, on cars. A 6-foot iguana, 25 pounds, if it falls on you, you're going to feel it.
6-foot iguana.
It's kind of like a thick Rick, how he responds to winter temperatures. He hurts. He just freezes in place.
And I just fall out of a tree.
He might tumble over on you when you pass by. I texted deals and nothing happened. It just said, thank you for texting the Blitz. Text join to join. So I guess we really weren't giving away anything.
It did come in, though.
I see it.
Did you try just deal?
No, I'm not going to go through and start texting a bunch
I don't know
of
what
stuff,
it's about. I don't know. People text us all kinds of crazy stuff. All right, we have got your tickets to the North Coast Golf and Travel Show. We'll give those away coming up just after 7 o'clock. We also have a concert announcement coming up just before 10 o'clock this morning. We'll tell you who's coming to town. It will be here in Columbus, and we will give away tickets to that show, and then we'll have them every day the rest of this week. Right now, our Morning Blitz trivia question for $25 to Waterbeds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores if you're the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. What country artist will perform at Donald Trump's inauguration next week? Which country artist will perform? Be the first to tell us at 99700 and get the gift card. It is the Morning Blitz. Pop Evil there at 6:24. That's Kelly Quinn. I'm Thick Rick. And your Morning Blitz trivia question, what country artist will perform at Donald Trump's inauguration next week? And I guess technically there could have been two answers, but I would have accepted if somebody would have texted in Lee Greenwood first, because I just saw he was on the list. But Carrie Underwood was the answer we were looking for, and that's what almost everybody texted in.
Hey, the Village People will be there, too.
Yes, the Village People will be there, but that's...
So that's the third answer.
Well, that's not a country artist. Lee's a country artist, because I did specify.
The country part.
Yeah,
gotcha.
specify. And Lee Greenwood, he's a country artist, right? Yeah, of course. But Carrie's going to sing the America the Beautiful, rather, with the Armed Forces Chorus and the United States Naval Academy Glee Club. She said, I love our country, and I'm honored to have been asked to sing at the inauguration and to be a small part of this historic event. I am humbled to answer the call at a time when we must all come together in the spirit of unity and looking to the future. Well, I wish her the best of luck with that. But yeah, you mentioned the Village People. That's hilarious to me. It's amazing that they're still around performing.
Well, I mean, Trump used a song at every rally, the YMCA.
Well, yeah, no, it makes sense.
And the Trump dance and all that.
Yes, absolutely. I'm just surprised they're able to come and perform, that they're still doing this.
Oh, it's not like Menudo where they switch out for younger performers.
I don't know. Do they do that?
Either.
I don't know.
No idea.
I can't believe they're all original, right? They can't be. But they are the kind of group that could do that. Just keep swapping out people and keep that thing going forever. So,
do you really know who the construction worker is?
That's right. I have no clue.
Switch him out.
It's fun to stay at home.
It's a global anthem, Kelly.
I can never hear that song now without seeing President Trump do that dance. I will never be able to hear that song again without seeing that in my brain.
And I see everybody doing it now. I see NFL players doing it in the end zone when they score. It's hilarious. Now, the Village People said, we know this won't make some of you happy to hear. However, we believe that music is to be performed without regard to politics. And our song, YMCA, is a global anthem that hopefully helps bring the country together after a tumultuous and divided campaign where our preferred candidate lost. Therefore, we believe it's now time to bring the country together with music. And, and now, see, I guess...
Carrie Underwood didn't need to make any excuses. She said, I'm proud to perform for the United States of America.
Right.
Then the Village People have to give you a paragraph about why they're sorry they're going to perform. All right. Remember last time, which I thought was annoying too, is that people were turning down Donald Trump to perform, like Garth Brooks. No, he wouldn't do it. He said, I'm busy or whatever. And I'm like, man, this is the United States here. I guess people are trying to make a point or something, whatever. I just, I'm like, okay, is there not... I guess I get it. People feel strongly. Okay, I won't come down too hard on people, but I remember the first time, wasn't that a big story, or he was having trouble finding people to perform?
Yeah.
And I was like, Carrie Underwood, singing America the Beautiful. Great.
And then, have you ever heard of this opera singer, Christopher Macchio?
No.
An opera singer? Why has he got to have an opera singer?
Well, I mean, you can't cover all the different types of musical styles.
That's not necessary. It's like my least favorite music. I just don't understand it, you know. I mean, maybe if I knew Italian, it would be different, but I have no clue. But, I would say that Carrie and Village People both, in the end, said they want to bring the country together, so that's good. And then, of course, it can't be a Donald Trump inauguration without one appearance from Kid Rock.
And Lee Greenwood. That guy is...
Yeah. The YMCA and... what's the name of the song? Proud to be an American.
Yeah.
From Lee Greenwood. Yeah, you got to have those two songs, I'm guessing. So, do have to say congratulations to Dan Taylor of Westerville. He was the first one to text in Carrie Underwood, so he gets $25 to go spend at waterbeds and stuff.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
Oh, we definitely got something worthwhile. I'm going to go first because Kelly's got a deep dive into something she was down the rabbit hole of yesterday, correct?
Yes.
All right, well, let me get mine out of the way here. A Florida man, this is legit Florida man story right here. 53-year-old Florida man, Donald Calloway, got arrested in Polk County. Kelly, he tried to have sex with a horse's nose.
What?
I don't know what kind of drugs or alcohol were involved in this. It happened the day after Christmas, and his own girlfriend turned him in. And I would imagine broke up with him, I would certainly hope. But it's crazy. And there is a Polk County Sheriff, Grady Judd, who posted... He likes to post these jokey videos about these goofy Florida guys who do goofy things.
He said, well, I had just some sexual frustration. Donald Calloway, who's 53 from Lake Wells, admitted that because he was trying to do the wow thing with the horse. She said, nay. That's right. He tried to engage in inappropriate conduct with a horse, which is clearly against the law. Does Donald not know that a horse will bite you?
I hope that horse bit the crap out of that guy's ding-dong.
Oh, my gosh.
It turns my stomach. I do not
gross.
understand that. I don't find anything I'm not toward you, but I mean, like, the guy's kind of making a joke about it. Ha ha ha, nay, or whatever. Like, to me, that's inappropriate because it's such an abuse of an animal, an innocent animal. I really do hope that this guy took a big old. The horse took a big old chunk out of his wiener.
Doesn't sound like that happened. He didn't end up doing anything to the horse, but his girlfriend, as soon as she found him next to the horse, she called the cops immediately, and then she started rolling video. She got some video of this.
Ew, really?
This guy will never be able to live this down his entire life. Ever.
Okay, here's the thing, though. If this was your partner, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, that you find in such a compromising, disgusting position, and your first thought is to start taking video and call... To me, I'm in such shock. I'm not thinking of anything else other than my life is crumbling before my eyes because this person is behaving in such a criminal, disgusting manner.
Do you run?
Like, to me, I feel like she's been here before.
Oh,
she knew I'd be ready.
Maybe.
She had 911 on basically speed dial because this guy is just...
Hardy Fiber Cement Siding is proven to withstand water, pests, and fire better than wood-based siding. And it looks better while doing it. Hardy Siding has been chosen for 10 million homes and counting. See the proof at jameshardy.com.
That much of a weirdo. Doesn't it seem like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
To me, I'm like screaming, yelling, what's going on? We need to talk about, did I see what I'm seeing?
She did. So she had video, so he had no choice but to admit it. She's telling the police, well, I've got video. And he's like, oh, okay, that's all right. I admit it.
She's ready. She's done with him.
Yeah.
She's done with him. There was a no discussion situation here.
He told police, he says, well, I haven't gotten lucky in almost 2 months. It was a sexually frustrated moment, and it was a dumb decision.
Yeah, well, enjoy prison. You can get as much action as you want, my man.
So, Raven, the horse, is absolutely fine. No problem. Wasn't even touched. And he, of course, is facing charges for sexual contact with an animal. So there you go. Donald Calloway, a true Florida man.
All right, I got something here. With TikTok's future in the U.S. in the hands of the Supreme Court, a Chinese app called RedNote is topping the charts. Yesterday, RedNote was the #1 downloaded app on the Apple App Store. It's a Shanghai-based Chinese-language social media app. It's a little similar to TikTok with short-form videos. The entire thing's in Chinese, by the way. So you agree to the terms of service in Chinese that you cannot read.
Oh, okay.
And most of the sign-up and all that is all in Chinese. So it is there's a bit of a hump to get over if you want to sign up. I did get on RedNote for a while yesterday. And I will say that the whole vibe on TikTok is, number one, TikTokers are extremely angry with the potential ban.
Right.
And they're focusing all of their anger on Mark Zuckerberg. They're basically saying, and on anybody who voted to ban TikTok. All right. So they're really going after the lawmakers. They're really going after Mark Zuckerberg. They want to see Mark Zuckerberg taking a giant L in this because they believe that he has been lobbying really hard to get TikTok shut down so that everyone on TikTok will go and flood his sites again. So they're deleting all of their Meta apps. No Facebook, Messenger, no Facebook, no Instagram. And then everybody went over to RedNote yesterday. So much so that Chinese people have started posting videos welcoming Americans with open arms.
Hey guys, just want to make a quick video about Xiaohongshu, introducing you guys to this platform. This platform is mainly Chinese speaking, but do feel free to speak English and post English content because I believe there are a lot more English speaking people on this platform nowadays, and we need to build this community. So yeah, welcome to Xiaohongshu. Let me know what your thoughts, let me know what you're interested in. I speak both Chinese and English, so feel free to ask me any questions.
So
okay.
There are just all kinds of videos exactly like that. Americans over there affectionately being referred to as TikTok refugees. Europeans and Canadians started downloading RedNote, saying that they love American TikTok content and they have FOMO. They don't want to miss out on what's happening on RedNote. Now, a couple things. Like I said, you're agreeing to the terms of service, even though you can't read Chinese. And it does explicitly say that it's collecting your information. Now, that's not unlike American apps, so do with that what you will. But Chinese is a communist country. Its first line of defense is censorship.
Right.
All right. China has one of the strictest media environments in the world. And already Americans are getting banned left and right from this Chinese app.
Okay. For the content.
One little side note, I don't think that they're used to black people.
Actually, I don't know about RedNote, y'all. I posted a picture. I said, hey, y'all, I'm an American. Somebody commented and said, hey, notice that you are a rapper. Is it because I'm black?
What? So automatic?
You're a rapper, I guess.
Like what?
Oh, it was so funny. And then another hilarious thing I saw is that a woman posted on TikTok that over on RedNote, a Chinese student got her daughter to do her English homework.
Oh my gosh.
So that was too funny. Now, I did I got RedNote. I looked through it. It was kind of fun and it was a vibe over there. I don't know if it'll last or not. But also I deleted it because I'm like, I really don't want to be supporting a communist censorship government. That to me is crazy. But it is hilarious right now, and it is sticking it to the U.S. government. Don't want us on a Chinese app. We will get on the most Chinese app and hand over all of our information.
Yeah, it's not going to be any different.
No.
But you don't want to support, but you've been on TikTok forever.
Yeah, I love TikTok.
So you're still supporting the Chinese company.
Well, it's run by Americans. TikTok. It's owned by ByteDance. But,
okay.
I mean, I'm not going to be... they're not practicing censorship on TikTok.
That's true.
They're practicing censorship hardcore on RedNote.
All right, I gotcha.
Like, you can't say a thing. Most people are like, I don't know why I got banned, but I'm banned from RedNote already.
That's hilarious.
So, anyway, I thought it was funny. If you want to check out the RedNote vibe, there's a little bit of a...
It's funny when you say everybody went over to RedNote yesterday.
So I want to tell you, that thing shot to number 1 in the App Store so fast, and people were loving it. It was like a big FU to the American government and to Mark Zuckerberg. But also, you should appreciate your democracy.
Right.
You should appreciate your freedoms here, okay?
Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name. Congrats again on 1 billion Spotify streams. And some people try to say rock is dead, Kelly. Kidding me. Not on your life.
Who says rock is dead?
Oh, some people try to say that. I don't know why. And it's funny, I always hear rock stars, like you'll hear them at concert. Let them know rock is not dead. And I'm like, well, I don't know who says it's dead, but they're out of their friggin' minds. Yeah. It's alive and well.
Yes.
There's a weekend coming up in May. I can prove it.
Exactly.
Here we'll have some more tickets to give away to that soon. Also, I hear very, very soon we're getting the the full lineup for Incarceration. They've been doing the same thing Sonic did, where every morning they're releasing another
drop
band.
An artist. Yeah.
But they haven't said any of the main headliners or anything yet. But I guess that's coming very, very soon. I know one of our headliners is Korn. And Kelly, you've played Tetris before.
Yes.
I gotta believe. And
does that those images and that song gets buried into your brain,
yes.
And then you see it when you close your eyes.
That song?
And you see the blocks drop and all that.
Yep.
And then it's like something you can't escape,
mm-hmm.
and then it gives you massive anxiety. That's my experience with Tetris.
But what if Korn did this song? I feel like I would play it much better.
Yeah.
If that were playing. All those years ago, if this was the theme, I would have been a Tetris world champion by now. Tetris! Thanks to those talented folks over there on YouTube at Munich Productions.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
10 puppies are in foster care after being found in a box along Morse Road in freezing temperatures. A man turned the newborns over to the Franklin County Dog Shelter after finding them this week. The shelter is basically caring for them. So far, so good, I guess. And they'll put them up for adoption after they reach 10 weeks old. But I do believe we could probably narrow that down. I mean, listen, that's what a shelter is for. I don't understand why you wouldn't just take the puppies to the shelter.
Right.
Why would you want to kill them? That, to me, I mean, we got a situation here, and I do believe we need to know what type of human, who this is, who would do something like this. The Los Angeles area is dealing with another wind system, and emergency responders continue to battle wildfires that erupted last week, plus a brand new fire that sparked to life in Ventura last night. Investigations are underway to try and determine what might have caused the fires. Regarding the Palisades fire, investigators are looking at possible causes including arson or the potential rekindling of a fire in that same area that had been started by fireworks on New Year's Eve. In Altadena, that's the Eaton fire. Investigators are looking at ring camera footage and other videos that appear to show what looks like the start of the Eaton fire at the base of a transmission tower. And 4 separate lawsuits have already been filed. They were filed yesterday against Southern California Edison, which is that power company. So we'll see. They don't know anything for sure yet. Starbucks is bringing back its policy that customers need to buy something if they want to stay. So remember when they did away with that because people were being denied the bathroom when they had to go, and then it was a whole big thing, and there was accusations of racism and all this stuff. Well, anyway, so Starbucks was like, all right, everybody's welcome. Now they're like, But let's put that on hold. We need people to buy stuff if they want to come into our establishment. So I completely get that. You're trying to run a business here. You're not running a flop house. Jeez. So there's this new code of conduct, which is being posted at all company-owned stores in North America. It also bans discrimination or harassment, consumption of outside alcohol, smoking, vaping, drug use, and panhandling. Violators will be asked to leave, and if you don't leave, they will call the police. That is specified. Starbucks employees will be getting training on this new old policy. And those are your 3 things.
New old, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
If I'm running a business, you don't just get to come hang out without patronizing the business. I'm not running a shelter here.
Right.
I'm trying to make a living.
Yeah.
So don't take up my seats and my couches if you're not going to be buying something. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
I go, you go into Panera, people love to go in there and get their half and half meal and sit down and do work. You see them, they're sitting there at the table on their laptops. They got, Wi-Fi in there. But I mean, I don't think you can just go and you couldn't walk in there and bring your own lunch and sit down in there and enjoy yourself and eat your own food.
Right.
And I know, every place has to have a public restroom, but I don't know that they have to allow just anybody to come in. Do they? Is that even a law? Is that a thing? I don't know. Like if you have a restaurant, you have to have a public restroom for your patrons. But you don't have to let outside people come in and use the restroom, do you?
No, you don't have to.
I didn't think so. No. All right.
That's what Speedway's for, isn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah. Do I have to buy gas to use the restroom? I don't know.
I don't know.
Nothing more on the Morning Blitz. 7:08. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, and we have got tickets to the North Coast Golf and Travel Show. Man, that sounds good when you're in single digits. Let's go somewhere warm and play some golf. Yeah. Do a little travel. Well, Kelly enjoys it being 6 degrees here, which it is now.
I love it. I'm so happy for this absolute frigid weather.
Well, if you want this 4-pack of tickets, you just need to listen this hour for Stink Fist by Tool. We will play that before 8 o'clock. When it plays, just be caller number 9 at 1-800-821-9970, and we'll hook you up with that 4-pack of tickets. You can go to ColumbusGolfShow.com for tickets and details on that. All right, so Mel Gibson's Malibu home was destroyed in the Pacific Palisades fire. He wasn't even there. In fact, he hasn't been there. He's been in Texas. He was in Texas when he learned about the damage. He did keep a positive outlook on it, but here he is talking about, what it was reduced to.
Whenever I leave town, a fire breaks out. It was the same last month. I mean, it was the same thing. The flames were like 200 yards away from my house. But this time they came from the other direction and really nailed me. And I have never seen a place so perfectly burnt. It is like, it's kind of, you could put it in an urn,
It's just ashes.
Oh, my gosh.
But Mel's one of these people who has a lot of, the guy owns his own island, so, he will be okay. Obviously, there's always stuff you can't replace. There's just things that you lose. I think about like the guitarist for Iron Maiden. I can imagine the gold and platinum records on the wall and stuff, and maybe those can be remade, whatever. But, I can't imagine the memorabilia.
Yeah, for anybody, it's like we can all understand or envision everything we own being burnt to a crisp and how difficult that would be, no matter how much money you have.
Yeah, so some of it, just money won't fix some of that stuff. Can't replace it. But his chickens, he has chickens, and he said they survived.
The chickens survived. It was amazing.
That is.
Chickens poop, and they were fine, so he gave them some grain and some water, and they're happy and laying eggs and stuff. So there you go. They weren't roast chickens.
What is?
Thank goodness.
He's got chickens.
Wow. I wonder how they survived.
I don't know.
Fire burns your property to a crisp, but the chickens in your chicken coop survived. Yeah. That's incredible.
I know, right? That's something. Man.
Who is in charge of caring for those chickens? I feel like you'd probably want to beat it over to Mel Gibson's to make sure the chickens are good. If you're in charge of caring for somebody's animals, don't you feel like I probably ought to check on those before we all get evacuated? I don't know.
Mel took one look at his house and said,
"You make me want to smoke.
Make me want to smoke.
You're a pain in my ass."
He couldn't believe it when he saw it.
What?
I like his positive attitude, though. You know, I mean, it's so devastating out there.
I think it's weird that, you know, we're just used to hearing like tornado sirens, and it's not that we don't take it seriously, but it is not uncommon for us to hear tornado sirens. Yeah. And I imagine the fire risk and all that is just sort of something you end up, you know, learning how to live with when you live out there, because there are fires all the time out there.
And tremors.
Right.
Another thing you probably
it doesn't freak you out the 10th time you experience it.
Oh, that was a little one. You're like, oh, it's just a little one. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, the last month's fire didn't get me, but this month's did. It's wild, though, because we just don't have that type of experience.
Gray days and sickness on the Morning Blitz. It is 7:21. That's Kelly Quinn. I'm Thick Rick, and we have got the top glam metal songs of all time ranked from a website I'm a big fan of. It's called ultimateclassicrock.com.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever been on that site, Kelly, but just so many great stories about bands and, you know, members of bands and great lists, and it's just a cool site. I've been using it for years and like it very much. So, you know, I trust in a lot of what they say, or agree. I guess I should say I agree with a lot of the things they say. Not everything on this list in agreement. There's a couple things missing, but you know, we'll get into some of these here. I mean, they had, I think they had like 100 on there or more. I'm obviously not going to do them all, but I figured we'll jump into the top 20 this hour.
Why not?
Yeah. And
so hair metal's not metal. It's not the metal of the 70s. It's more of the poppy.
They call it glam metal.
Glam metal.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and there are bands where I'd go, well, I don't really consider that band a glam metal band, but they got a song on the list.
Yeah.
You know, because I guess you can not necessarily be a glam metal band, but still have a glam metal song, I guess.
Yeah, it's like yacht rock. Not every artist is fully yacht rock.
But they have a yacht rock
like
song.
Like Steely Dan.
Yeah.
They have some yacht rock songs.
Yeah.
They're not a fully yacht rock band.
Gotcha.
So it's the same thing with glam metal, I think.
Now, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with this. We'll get this kicked off at number 20 with Warrant.
I'll scream, you scream, and I'll scream, oh, don't even talk, 'cause you can't be down. She's my cherry pie.
So Cherry Pie checking in at number 20.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to have Cherry Pie.
Gotta have cherry pie.
Remember when I first saw them? And Kelly, I will say every song we're about to play, every clip, you and I played at 92X.
Yes, that was our format, basically. It was a rock-leaning top 40, and we played all hair metal.
Oh, every bit of it. And I remember it started with Down Boys was the first song. Where the Down Boys Go was Warrant, you know.
All right.
And this was when MTV was rock and roll. You know, MTV used to play rock. It was the greatest rock and roll radio station ever, and it came with videos. All day, that's all it was rock and roll videos. I don't know where they went wrong, you know, and maybe that's why people say rock is dead. I still disagree with that, but anyway. All right, let's get on to number 19, and that would be, and this is not a band I would have ever considered to be a glam metal band, but maybe this song is. It's the Scorpions and Rock You Like a Hurricane. I never considered them that type of band, because if you listen to all their other stuff, like Blackout and things like that.
What about Still Lovin' You? That's like a power ballad. That's a glam metal power ballad, I feel like.
Okay. All right. Well,
Lovin' You.
I don't know. It just didn't have that same... I think there's a little bit of a cheesy factor to glam metal. Okay. And I never got that from that song.
I got you.
Maybe, I guess. Yeah. So, all right. And at number 18, the guys from Rat. Some bands appear on this list twice. They got it twice. Not twice. Twice. They got in at 18 with Lay It Down. I can see these videos as clear as day in my brain. I remember them so well. We would sit and just watch MTV like it was like TikTok today. we'd just sit there and watch video after video. For hours we would do
Whenever I
this.
hear Rat, it reminds me of an old roommate that I had back in the 90s. She was obsessed with the Rat song, You're in Love. Do you remember that song?
You're in Love.
Oh my gosh, we were all, by the end, like we knew all the lyrics, dancing around, having a great time.
That's great.
Oh, we loved Rat.
All right. And, of course, I going back to 92X, I remember when we had the Skid Row concert. Sold out in, I think it was 7 minutes at the Newport.
Yes.
They had gotten so big by the time that show went on sale.
Skid Row was huge.
7 minutes, it sold out, and we had people driving all over this city with the words, I want my Skid Row tickets from 92X written on the back of their car windshield.
Yes, it was a contest.
Yes.
To win tickets.
Yeah, and we'd be out in the van, and if we saw that on the back of your car, we'd pull you over and give you tickets to the show.
Yep, that was very fun.
It was crazy. I saw those cars everywhere. And here they are in at number 17 with 18 in Life. Skid Row. Yeah, man.
Oh, so far I am on board with all of these.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, none of them you're going to say, oh, well, you can't.
Yeah.
You might disagree on where they fall in, the top 100 or whatever, but.
Okay, what number are we up to?
That was 17.
That was 17.
And now we're at number 16.
It's the final countdown.
Europe, checking in at 16.
Job from Arrested Development. The Magician. He used this song as his entrance onto the stage.
Oh, is that right?
Heck yes. All you Arrested Development fans, you can back me up. That's all you can think of when you hear Final Countdown. It's a great song.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Doug said he's Way Cool Jr.
I'd like to hear a little more of this song.
It's the end of the world.
They do have a vibe.
Yeah. Jay said spandex, big ass hair, lots of blush and mascara.
Yes.
Yep. That
requirements.
All right. With a second appearance in the top 20 at number 15, and I'll never forget the first time I saw this band, it was doing Youth Gone Wild, Skid Row again. Then I saw that and I was like, who is this band? Man, we were blasting that thing. And then that whole album, because 18 in Life was on that album. I Remember You is on that album. And, yeah. And it's a shame what happened to them.
What happened to them?
Well, Sebastian and the split, and they can't get along and they won't get back together and it's never going to happen. And I'm like, man, you jump on one of these tours with Def Leppard, Motley Crue, whatever, these stadium tours, it would be huge.
Yeah.
But it's not the same if you don't have Sebastian in the band. It's just not, And there's two sides to every story, but whatever it was, they don't like each other anymore. So it's a common theme among some of the great bands out there.
Tough to spend that kind of time together, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Van Halen's one of them, and we'll pick up with their lead singer when we get to number 14. That is coming up next. Tool on the Morning Blitz, 737. Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. Stink Fist there, the song you were listening for. Your cue to call in to win the North Coast Golf and Travel Show tickets. And Jeff Winters from Asheville was the ninth caller to get those tickets. So he's got a 4-pack that's going on January 24th through the 26th at the Ohio Expo Center. Great deals on golf equipment, accessories. You can go to columbusgolfshow.com for tickets and details. We'll have another chance to win those coming up tomorrow morning. So, got this list of the top glam metal songs of all time from ultimateclassicrock.com. We put this out just this past week, and we are through Warrant, Cherry Pie, Scorpions, Rock You Like a Hurricane, Rat, Lay It Down, Skid Row, 18 in Life, Europe, the final countdown, and we finished with number 15, Skid Row's Youth Gone Wild.
We better have Great White on the way, or I'm going to get really hot.
Well, none of it's my fault.
I
didn't make this list. I did not make this list, but I did say it would cause debate. All right, so In January of 1986, Kelly, and I remember this because this was a big deal to me as a rock and roll fan. I'm watching MTV, and all of a sudden this video comes on, and it says, David Lee Roth, California Girls. I'm like, what? And I watch, and it's this really goofy video, and I'm just thinking David Lee Roth is a goofball, because he always has been. He's goofy and funny. And, there was a lot of eye candy in the video for a young boy, in California Girls, and the song was covered.
You really thought he was cute, huh?
The song was a cover of the Beach Boys, obviously, and it was all just silly but fun. But when it ended, I thought, well, that was odd. Why was it just David and not Van Halen? I had not yet heard the rumors that there was a split. There was a chink in the armor, so to speak.
You hadn't yet seen Just a Gigolo? Just a Gigolo,
No.
And everywhere I go.
And the cover of California Girls was on his solo album that had just come out called Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Now, only the band knows the true story of everything, but from everything I read, it basically was some sort of it was a pissing match, same like thing with Sebastian Bach and Skid Row, this pissing match between David and the band. And it wasn't a done deal that they were finished, but then when David did this solo album, I guess the band really got pissed off, and that was the end of it. Well, then it only took 6 months before David dropped another solo album called Eat 'Em and Smile. How do you replace Eddie Van Halen if you're David Lee Roth? Well, you can't. No one can. But he did recruit this guy by the name of Steve Vai. So here I was in July of 1986 watching MTV, and a new video comes on, and it says David Lee Roth, Yankee Rose. And there's David and Steve Vai, and Steve is using his guitar to talk to David. And in the intro of this song, and here's what it sounded like.
What? Well, let me roll up onto the sidewalk and take a look. Yes. Whoa! She's beautiful. I'm talking about a Yankee Rose. And she looks wild.
Now, Steve Vai is an amazing guitar player. But, the song is called Yankee Rose, and that checks in at number 14 of the top glam metal songs of all time.
Show me your bright light, your city light, alright. I'm talking about the Yankee Rose. Bright light, your city light, alright. I'm talking about it. When she walks, watch the sparks will fly. Firecrackers.
On the 4th of July, Kelly.
I really don't think I've ever heard this song
Are you
in my
serious?
life. Not
we
kidding.
definitely played this at 92X.
No,
Yeah.
not in my shift. We didn't.
By the way, if you ever want a fun ride of a movie, I highly recommend the movie Crossroads with Ralph Macchio and Steve Vai. It's based on a myth around Robert Johnson, who was a pioneer guitar hero. He went down, the story of the Crossroads, where you go and you sell your soul to the devil for your talent and your success. And that was the myth about Robert Johnson. And to watch the Karate Kid and Steve Vai have a guitar battle is phenomenal. So, highly recommend Crossroads if you've never seen that movie. All right, let's move on to number 13 in the countdown, a little band called Whitesnake.
Here I go again on my own. Going down the only road I've never known. Like a drifter I was born to walk
David
alone.
Coverdale is dreaming.
David Coverdale used to sing for Deep Purple for a few years. A lot of people don't know that. And also, a lot of people don't know, they know this album came out on their self-titled album in 1987, but it had originally come out on a 1982 album they did called Saints and Sinners, and it didn't take off. So they remixed it and put it out again in 1987, and it's one of the biggest hits of all time. Isn't that crazy?
I only know him for marrying Tawny Katane.
That's all you know Whitesnake.
I mean, I know the songs, and then I know Tawny Katane.
Well, yeah, of course. I remember the first time I saw her was in a horror movie called Witchboard. It was about a Ouija board they found in the house. So, and Whitesnake actually checks in with back-to-back songs in the top 20. That was number 13. But in at number 12, the best song on that self-titled album. Yes, and I can see Tawny dancing in that video.
That is a really good song.
That's a great song. Hailstorm did a pretty good job covering this song, too.
Ooh, I bet, yeah.
Aching, my body started shaking and I can't take no more.
Funny is the album that came out before this one, which was Slide It In, all different musicians on that album. And they all made this album, but then he got rid of all of them and hired a bunch of pretty boys to go on tour and make the videos. And I say pretty boys, but they were, people like Adrian Vandenberg on guitar, Rudy Sarzo, great bass player, for that time. It's not like they were just for looks. They were very good musicians.
You have to look good in spandex if you're going to go on tour.
Well, and that was what MTV did. That's what MTV created, was you had to look good, and then that's why all the bands started looking like this. All right, now, Kelly, I loved Kiss growing up as a kid. My first 3 albums were Kiss albums. I joined the Kiss Army and all of that. And imagine my shock when I turned on MTV and saw Kiss without their makeup. All of a sudden, there they were, no makeup on, doing number 11 on this list. I think that was late. That was late 80s, something like that. I remember seeing a video. I'm like, what? Look at them! There they are. They don't have makeup on. Look, that's what they look like. Well, they put their makeup back on in 1996 and went back to doing that, incredible show that they always did. But their first appearance back in the makeup happened in 1996 at the Grammy Awards, where they were actually introduced by Tupac Shakur. He introduced them at the Grammy Awards. Here's Kiss, and they come out in their makeup, and everybody went, oh, they put their makeup back on. So that's how that all went full circle. All right, we are at the top 10 now, and of course, this band had to appear on the top 10 glam metal songs of all time, and it was the first Motley Crue song I ever heard, Livewire.
Rolling free, a little bit better than it used to be, 'cause I'm alive.
If you have not seen the movie The Dirt, I just highly recommend it. If you're a Motley Crue fan and you haven't seen that, you don't know what you're missing. And then this band took over. So Aerosmith used to be voted the ugliest band in rock and roll.
No kidding.
Yes. Until this band came along, and at number 9 on the top glam rock songs of all time, we're not going to take it. Twisted Sister became voted the ugliest band in rock and roll. Man, Kelly, we only got 8 left and haven't heard Great White.
I know, we haven't.
Kelly's
I'm waiting. It's probably number 1. It's probably number 1.
You really?
Yeah.
Really? You think Great White is number 1?
House of Broken Love, 100%.
No.
That's number 1.
No. I don't want you to be too let down, so I'm just going to tell you no. Green Day on the Morning Blitz. It is 7:49. Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick going through the top 20 glam metal songs of all time from Ultimate Classic Rock. And I'm going to tell you now, before we get to these last top 8 here songs, Ultimate Classic Rock said they did not include Van Halen or Guns N' Roses on this list because they consider them to be, quote, traditional rock.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, but you put Scorpions on there? So this is where I disagree with them. You can't tell me that Panama or Jump would not fit on this list. Easily.
Sweet Child of Mine?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, in the whole traditional rock, whatever, glam metal, 80s rock, new wave, grunge rock, black metal, death metal. At the end of the day, Kelly, it's all rock and roll to me. I don't care. If it rocks and I like it, I'm going to buy it and listen to it.
Well, that's all right. At least we know the parameters of their list, so...
Yeah, but that's just odd to me.
It's okay.
And you'll understand, especially when we get to number 6. You'll be like, wait a minute, you can't put Van Halen or Guns N' Roses because they're traditional rock, but number 6, which is coming up here. But we are at number 8 right now, and I can't argue with this. Quiet Riot.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer the song Metal Health over this one, but this was the most iconic song from them. I mean, you heard it on a million things, so. And at number 7, of course, you got to have some Def Leppard on this list, without a doubt. They will make the list twice, by the way. And then at number 7... Oh, man. Talking about a band that girls love. Sav. Rick Savage, the bass player. I hear girls say, oh, Sav.
I feel like this would be a really fun night at a club to do the top 100 glam metal songs.
Yes.
Can you imagine the dance floor?
Yeah.
Like, super
Oh, people are going crazy.
Fun.
Okay, so Ultimate Classic Rock. Now, again, I'm a big fan of their website, but they did not include Van Halen or Guns N' Roses because they consider them to be traditional rock. Well, what do you consider Aerosmith to be? If that's not traditional rock, but they check in at number 6, Love in an Elevator. Huge album.
That whole album was so good.
Huge. Man, I saw them put on a hell of a show one night at Cooper Stadium where the Clippers used to play. It was a great night. Carrie texted in and said, if Poison isn't number 1, this list is bullish. Well, they're not number 1, but they are in at number 5. All right. Kelly was jamming. I didn't want to turn it down.
It's a good one.
We can't have this list without some Bon Jovi, right? Got to have Bon Jovi on the list. So Bon Jovi gets in at number 4. I think You Give Love a Bad Name's a little more glam rockish, but this was probably their biggest hit.
Yeah, it was huge.
And, Dead or Alive is just, timeless. So, back with their second appearance in the top 20 at number 3, it is Rap. Oh, Kelly, I cannot believe it, but your band did not make the top 20.
No Great White, huh?
No Great White in the top 20.
It's okay. I can live with it.
I get it,
I'll enjoy it on my own.
With their second appearance in the top 20 at number 2, Motley Crue. Funny, because there's so many other Motley Crue songs I would have rather heard. I mean, I was a big Motley Crue fan growing up, but this wasn't high on my list. I mean, it's a good song. I get it. I know what it's all about, and it belongs on somewhere on the list. I just wouldn't have had it this high. I would have had a different Crue. I would rather had Shout at the Devil up there. All right, we are up to number 1, Kelly. Who do you think it's by? You got any guess?
I was going to say Guns N' Roses, but since I know that's not on the list, I guess I'm going to have to say Def Leppard again.
That is correct.
Okay.
They have a second appearance. Any idea what song it might? We did Pour Some Sugar on Me was number 7. What would be number 1 from Def Leppard? The most iconic glam metal song of all time, according to Ultimate Classic Rock.
I don't know. Is it Love Bites?
Nope.
Oh boy.
Earlier.
I don't know.
Photograph.
Of course.
Now, when this album came out, you had Foolin', you had Rock of Ages, which I would take both of those over Photograph, but I get it. His song is iconic. The video was iconic. It played like every half an hour on MTV forever, it seemed like. Saw them on this tour at the Ohio Center in the 80s. Amazing, you know, because I started with their very first album, On Through the Night, which had the song Wasted on it, and yeah, they definitely deserve to be way up there when it comes to glam metal. But there you go, from Ultimate Classic Rock, those are your 20 greatest glam metal songs of all time.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
A lawsuit has now been filed against the Ohio State University by students who were living in Lawrence Tower, a campus residence hall infested with mold that they say made them sick. The suit was filed on behalf of 50 students and their families, alleging the university knew that the first-year students were living in a, quote, toxic time bomb. Ohio State officials say, look, a water leak happened in late October. It affected 19 rooms, led to some mold growth. We relocated a bunch of students. However, the parents decided to hire their own mold inspector who said, there have actually been water leaks and mold growing in that building for years. These are not all new. This isn't all new mold growth. So in the lawsuit, Ohio State is accused of negligence and fraud. The students are making health and property claims, and the parents are making property claims. Well, the Biden administration is forgiving student loans for more than 150,000 borrowers. That brings the total number of Americans that Biden's debt relief plans have impacted to over 5 million. The 150,000 borrowers include 85,000 whose schools defrauded them, over 60,000 with permanent or total disabilities, and over 6,000 public service employees. Chinese officials have reportedly held preliminary talks about a potential option to sell TikTok's operations in the U.S. to Elon Musk. Should the short video app be unable to avoid an impending ban. Bloomberg is reporting that under one scenario, Elon Musk's social media platform X would take control of TikTok US and run the business together. No one is commenting on either side, but Bloomberg says Beijing officials obviously prefer that TikTok remains under the control of Chinese parent ByteDance, but they have discussed other options, including a sale to Musk. The U.S. Supreme Court expected to issue a ruling this week about whether the app will be shut down on January 19th. And those are your 3 things.
All right, man, we have got so many texts about the glam rock songs, Kelly. Madison said when I was in high school, there was a rumor one of our teachers danced in a Whitesnake video, and she would always get super mad when people would bring it up.
Was it true, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Chris said, it sounds like Rick spent a lot of time in front of the TV watching MTV when he was a child. Yes, I did. And then Chris said, of course I did too. I think it was an 80s, 90s kid thing. Well, MTV, man, it was the most amazing thing that ever came along back then.
Jeff says, can you guys please do a throwback day of all this rock? This is awesome. And a throwback day to the 90s grunge. He's got us doing all kinds of throwback days.
All right. He likes themes.
It is fun, though. You do it. Just makes you want to hear all these songs.
Oh, I know. Bobby G said Hot for Teacher was Van Halen's best glam song. Okay, I don't necessarily disagree with that. Mike said Quiet Riot was his first rock concert. Doug said, my wife thought the line in Pour Some Sugar on Me was, you've got the peaches, I've got the peas.
What is the lyric?
Cream. You've got the peaches, I've got the cream.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeff, you talked about doing the night of all this music and, people dancing and stuff. Jeff's like, can you guys please do a throwback day of all this rock? Oh, no. I'm sorry. That wasn't the one I was thinking of. Somebody wanted that. Yeah. Oh, there it was. No, it was Jay. Rick, you guys need to make it happen. Do it at the Newport. And if you're not wearing spandex, you can't get in.
It sounds like a blast. Tease up that hair, baby. Let's go for it.
Carrie said you could have renamed the list the top 20 divorced dad songs, and it would have been the exact same list. Oh, that's funny. Keith from Gowan. Where's the Faster Pussycat?
Yeah, I was just going to read that one. Where is Faster Pussycat? They were huge.
Five-Finger Death Punch on the Morning Blitz. It is 8:09 with Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. And Mark Zuckerberg becoming very polarizing these days. You know,
everyone on TikTok hates him.
Well,
and they're all deleting their Facebook and Instagram and Messenger apps. All of them gone because he lobbied Capitol Hill, saying that TikTok was a threat to national security, et cetera, and so forth. So everybody's rioting over on TikTok and saying they are absolutely not giving Mark Zuckerberg their business anymore. That's it. Everybody's deleting. So if you want to be part of the movement.
See, and there's the thing, you know, because I always feel like almost everything's about money at the end of the day. You know, we hear what we hear. They tell us what they want to tell us. But at the end of the day, it's about money. And so that makes sense to me, you know, that he would be doing that because, you know, he could have those people on his service. So, but then I come back to my question is it really a threat to national security? Is it? I mean, is it any different than Facebook? I mean, don't they give our info to China?
I don't know what they do with our info, but we know that they had data breaches with all of our info over on Facebook before the pandemic. Remember that huge data breach? Yep. And yeah, who knows?
I don't know. I just don't know.
A lot of targeted ads on Facebook there, Mark Zuckerberg. You're doing something with our stuff.
I can't, you know, you never know what to believe. They all say whatever they want to say. And again, I come back to they all say whatever they're going to say to help them make more money, whoever they are. So yeah, I don't know, but I know all I've heard from Trump is that he wanted to save TikTok, but then I see Zuckerberg now, who was seemed to be against Trump, now his buddy, and it's all very weird, man. I don't know, you know. It's just like when I saw Trump and Obama yucking it up together at Jimmy Carter's funeral. I was like, what is it with these people? I think they just say whatever, but behind closed doors, they're all good friends.
Yeah, they're all buddies. They know how politics works.
Yeah. I'm like, what is this?
You saw House of Cards.
Right, exactly. That show is true. That's what we found out. That's what we know is real. The show House of Cards is real. But Mark Zuckerberg is still committed to fighting professionally in MMA.
Good. I cannot wait to see him get the crap beat out of him.
Well, remember when there was the rumor about him, he was going to fight Elon, and I wanted it, and you're like, I don't care. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Now you would like to see him get beat up.
I want him to take a couple punches from like Tyson or something, just because he's, I don't know, is he even human, Zuckerberg?
Oh, I don't know. He had a torn ACL, so he had to have his knee rebuilt, but outside of that, I don't know. But he was on Joe Rogan's podcast and discussing his passion for MMA.
I think the idea of having a competition, you really need to get into the headspace of I'm going to fight someone this week, and so I need to figure this out because I don't know how with everything that's going on in AI I'm going to have a week or two where I can just get into this I'm going to go fight someone, but it's good training. But I would like to at some point.
Yeah. A week or two? He's talking about a fight in the UFC, Kelly. You don't get ready for a UFC fight in a week or two. So unless you got the time to commit, dude, you're going to
I think he's training all the time. Doesn't the guy work out, do jiu-jitsu, something like that? I forget what he does. But he's in shape,
he
right?
does do jiu-jitsu and, lots of different MMA. Yeah, he is. He's in great shape. But, I mean, if you're going to train for a specific opponent, man, you don't just get ready for in a week or two. That's going to take time.
Fine by me. That guy's a soulless doofus.
Yeah, but you want to see him get beat up, right?
Yeah, so train for a week. That sounds good to me.
It's the Morning Blitz.
It's time for another edition of Normal or No.
Yeah, we do it every Tuesday around 8:20. It is Normal or Nope. Just, things that people do in their everyday life. And, do you find it normal or is it absolutely not? And I don't find this one normal, but I understand why people would. So I ask you, Kelly, chewing off all the salt on a pretzel stick before you actually eat the pretzel.
No, that's the best part of a pretzel is the salt with the pretzel. It's the only thing that makes the pretzel good. You might as well toss the pretzel if you've got all the salt off of it.
Is that right?
It's not normal for me. No, I need a good amount of salt with every bite of pretzel, especially a soft pretzel.
I'm with you on that. We agree.
Yes.
Yeah, especially a soft pretzel.
Yeah, plus are you making your food soggy here?
Well, that would, but I know there are people that will suck on those things, just because they love that salt. And you mentioned the soft pretzel, I always think about Auntie Annie's in the mall. Those are phenomenal pretzels, but you ever make them at home?
I have.
And they give you the big bag of salt.
Yeah.
And it's way more salt than you would ever need for those 6 soft pretzels, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
Because you can always dump excess on it, and you'll still have plenty for the other 5.
Yeah, you can do it in the privacy of your own home.
Right.
You're not going to get judged.
Right. Let's see. Lainey says, "Oh, I do. It's like I'm sorry. It's like a lollipop to me."
Okay.
I even break it in half to make sure I can get every bit of that salt.
And then you go ahead and eat the soggy pretzel after? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Hey.
Mike said normal.
This is a no judgment zone.
Yes. No. That's right. Normal or no. There's no judgment here at all. Yeah, Mike said definitely normal on the pretzel.
Okay.
Charlene said she's with us, not normal. I need salt in every bite. It's like the margarita of foods.
Yeah. It's funny, like I want a soft pretzel, but I don't want to turn a hard pretzel into a soft pretzel with my own saliva. That sounds disgusting. But I say that with no judgment.
Right. Doug said, pretending that normal or no, pretending that the pretzel stick is a cigar and talking like a 1920s gangster. Yeah, see? Yeah, what do you think about that?
Sure,
yeah.
You had to do that at the swimming pool every time you got a pretzel
yeah,
wad.
See? All right. Yeah, so all right. Well, I mean, it's fine. Again, no judgment. That's why we ask, because some people think so and some don't. Monica says, my toddler said normal.
Okay.
I say no. My toddler says normal, but I say no. He says, so the toddler's going to suck all the salt off. All right.
Mike from New Albany wants us to remember Hot Sam's at Northland Mall. It was the best.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that
Hot
place.
Sam's.
Hot Sam's. Yeah. Okay. Monica said she also licks all the salt off and puts them back in the bag. That's what a toddler will do. You open up that bag of pretzels. What happened to these? Kids over in the corner just smiling. So, all right. So I guess, I don't know. I say most of the people texted in normal on that one. All right. How about this? Having your eyes closed while at the dentist or open?
Oh, closed.
I
Sure.
guess normal or nope, having your eyes closed. Normal or nope.
Yeah, absolutely normal. I have got to find an alternate plane of existence when I'm sitting in the dentist chair. I need to find somewhere to settle my brain so that I'm not, like, I'm already white-knuckling the armrests. I would white knuckle the whole time. I can't help myself.
And your brother or brother-in-law is your dentist.
Yes.
I mean, you know the guy very well.
Right. And the practice is amazing.
Yep.
And everybody's super great. It's just,
just one of
there's
those things,
nothing like tooth pain. There's nothing like, feeling, getting your tooth drilled. And all that.
Over the past 5 years, my dentist and I have become good friends.
Yes.
I mean, I spent so much time in there.
It's nerve-wracking. So, yes, absolutely. I am in my brain. My eyes are closed. I'm trying to find something to hang on to make this experience less horrifying.
There is no way I want to make eye contact with him while his hands are in my mouth. That's got to be normal, right?
Well, I mean, once my brother-in-law starts working on my teeth, because you have the dental hygienist first, and I don't know her. I mean, I do try to have a conversation as much as possible during a cleaning, but I do close my eyes a lot, especially during like a root canal. But when my brother-in-law comes to check out the dental hygienist's, work and then do whatever he needs to do, I'm absolutely, eye contact. I'm absolutely talking. Everything's good.
Yeah.
And all that. Yeah, but you don't want to see your dentist with his hands in your mouth, huh?
No. And Steve's with me. He said it just feels weird to be eye to eye with somebody for that long. Yeah, Doug, we know. We've heard you do your own dental work, so he's got to keep his eyes open, he said. We see the results of that work. Yeah, Gerald says eyes closed at the dentist. Definitely. That is normal for me.
There is a weird thing, though, too, but it's like getting a massage. Do you have a conversation? Like, I don't want to have a conversation.
How?
But I feel like I have to. I feel like there's some societal pressure upon having at least a few conversations, some niceties, some how's it going? Oh, yeah, it's been really cold out. You know, what I want to do is close my eyes and just really enjoy the massage.
The conversation is like,
well, not the whole time.
So, all right. Well, it seems like, for whatever the reason is, it does seem that most people agree it's normal to have your eyes closed.
Yeah, at least for a portion of it. It is a nightmare of a situation. I hate having my teeth scraped.
Oh, yeah. And I don't want to look you in the eye when you're doing it to me. Guns N' Roses on the Morning Blitz, 840, Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. Kelly, I did want to tell you we finished the first season of Landman.
Yes.
And wow, man, what a great show. Fantastic show.
I got to get back to that. I watched that first half of the first episode and I haven't been back. I need to get back to it.
Yeah. You do.
Paramount, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's Tyler. What's his name? He did Yellowstone. I can always...
No idea.
Oh, yeah. I have to look it up because that's going to drive me... Taylor Sheridan. He did Yellowstone. He did Landman. And he did Lioness, which we just started. And so far, it's fantastic. So it's like everything this guy touches turns to gold. Except for Kevin Costner. Because they didn't get along for whatever reason.
Well, we know Severance Season 2 is out on Friday, so I cannot wait for that.
Oh, is it really? Oh, I did not know that.
I don't know if they drop a week by week. I think they probably do.
I can't remember.
I don't think that Apple TV Plus... I think they do a week by week drop.
I need to see that.
Oh my gosh.
It's been so long.
I know. I'm so lucky because I did not watch Severance until I think 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I finished it up. And so I am so ready for that second season. I can't imagine those of you who are watching 2022.
Forever.
Yeah.
Is that when it was?
Yes, February of 2022. It's been almost 3 years.
Oh my gosh, no wonder. I'm going to have to go back and watch the first season.
Or at least
I remember it.
Watch the last episode of the first season because that is the cliffhanger. It was exciting, nerve-wracking. What a show this is. I'm telling you, if you don't do yourself a favor and get the free trial, at least Apple TV Plus, you can watch a couple episodes and see if it's worth, at least having it for a month. It is really one of the better shows I have seen in years. It's excellent.
Unique and genuine. Somebody got creative. There are still good writers out there that can come up with new ideas.
Yep.
All right. 1 in 5 Gen Zers cannot change a light bulb, Kelly.
Okay.
Why? I don't understand. You unscrew an old one and you screw in the new one?
I don't know, man. I couldn't do laundry until I was like 19, so I'm not throwing stones.
That's all right. I understand that. I'm just trying to understand a light bulb.
We're talking about people who are, 13, 15 years old?
No, these are people between the age of 18 and 27 is Gen Z.
Okay.
And 1 in 5 claimed that they could not change a light bulb. And they would just hire someone else to do it, especially if it was a ceiling light, because going up a ladder would be too dangerous, they said.
And plus, those lights, we call them nipple lights, but those lights that come standard, like almost construction grade ceiling lights.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a nipple, and then,
right.
unscrew it.
Yeah.
Pull it. That's a big fat pain in the butt. It truly is. Getting that thing back together, getting the globe thing back up there and screwed on in the right places.
Yes.
It freaking sucks. So, listen, Gen Z, don't learn. Have somebody else do it for you.
Well, that's
You're on
what
the
they
right
do.
track.
They do.
I applaud it.
Really?
Yes. I applaud it. It's a pain in the butt. It's going to ruin, a portion of your day. It's going to make you mad, and your arms are going to hurt from being, upright like that. I love it.
Okay, Cole, really?
Yes, I'm all for it. I'd really love someone to do my laundry for me, too.
Well, that's not because you don't know how.
I didn't know how to cook until I was in my 20s.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know light bulbs either because their parents have done it for them their whole lives. We all have to learn at some point.
Exactly.
You have to learn at some point.
That's right.
So why?
And by 27, you should have learned.
All right. Well, maybe people don't know. I don't know why we always have to, disparage human beings for not knowing something. There's always a point where you got to learn.
This report found that Gen Zers are spending more than $1,500 a year on average calling in pros to do basic jobs that they could probably do themselves. That's 5 times what boomers spend on stuff like that. We're not just talking about changing light bulbs. The survey also found that a lot of Gen Zers don't know how to do basic car maintenance. That's a lot of people. But then it says even cleaning it. Well, I don't know. I mean, just soap, water, wash, rinse,
Cleaning your car?
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't go to a car wash? I don't understand the problem with not wanting to clean your own car.
I am the car wash.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good for you. Applause.
I know, but they don't know how. There's soap and water. I mean, come on. Hanging picture frames. Some don't recognize the most common tools, like a wrench and a screwdriver. I don't know. You should learn that stuff. I think
Are we going to get mad at babies for not knowing how to hold their own?
We're talking about 18 to 27-year-olds.
So what? I don't understand. They're young people. You're launching out on your own. Then there's a bunch of stuff you got to learn because your parents were doing it for you up until that point. You're still on your parents' insurance till you're 26, for goodness sakes. Like, we're not exactly behaving as adults in your mid-20s. You're still learning things.
Right, but you're allowed to drink and everything else. Okay. All right.
I just don't hate it when people don't know things. It doesn't bother me. I don't understand making fun of them.
I guess it's because
I'm on your side, Gen Z.
I feel like if you're spending that kind of money to have somebody else do it, you don't want to learn.
You better make friends with Gen Z. They're going to be caring for us when we're super elderly.
Oh, God, we're doomed. We are doomed. Disturbed on the Morning Blitz. It is 8:50. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick.
I have to say, somebody said after our last segment, hope Kelly turns her day around.
Well, if you missed it earlier this morning, Kelly's got a physical coming up, and she's had to fast this morning.
I'm fasting, so I'm so hangry right now, and that segment just ticked me off.
So,
I'm like, I'm like, oh, is it that obvious? Yeah, I was super triggered. Sorry, my apologies, Thick Rick. You don't deserve that from me.
I was just reading the results of a survey, man. I was like,
well, if you want to really get me mad, you can read the results of a survey. Okay. I said that we need to be nice to Gen Z because they're going to be taking care of us when we're super duper elderly. And Leah said, they can't change a light bulb. You think they can take care of you when you're elderly?
Yeah, she said they'll be wiping us from back to front.
Oh,
no.
That sounds like a raging infection. All right, guys, I hear you.
Yeah. All right. So, FEMA has been very busy for the past year between, Carolinas and the hurricanes and now the fires out in California. Now, if you've lost your home and you've lost everything, you're probably going to need some clothes, and it'd be nice if, you could get, you would take whatever, as long as they're clean, you're going to take some clothes from somebody if they can help you out, right? If you've lost everything.
No undies. I don't care how clean they are. I'm not taking undies.
That's fine. I understand
Commando
that.
City. But when you're desperate, obviously.
But FEMA will not accept used clothing.
Okay, I don't really seriously. I feel like Walmart could pony up in situations like this and just give us very basic,
sweatpants.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Target, something like that. Like somebody can pony up. But so they won't. Is it because of bed bugs?
I don't know. But if you get donations, like Goodwill gets donations, they clean that. They have it thoroughly cleaned.
Yeah, so maybe Goodwill could step in, I guess, and give people clothing. You don't have to go through FEMA. Maybe that's just not FEMA's job, is to take in used clothes to help in disasters.
They'll take new clothes. It's on their. I went to their website to check, and it's true. They'll take new clothes, but it said they will never accept used clothes.
That's fine. I would go to FEMA for some new sweats or whatever, wherever they're getting the new clothes. I sort of like that, honestly. I don't hate it because there are places to donate that are
used.
I'm
just thinking, if they're when this stuff all first breaks out and you got so many people and they're the first ones in there, they need clothes. It's just, something.
Me? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was just very surprised.
Yes, I hear you though. That is surprising, but I kind of like the fact that you'd be handed a package if you are in that situation where you do not even have friends and family who can help you out with a pair of sweats or something, that you are so destitute after a fire that you need to go to FEMA for clothes. I'm glad they're handing them something that hasn't been worn before. Truly, I think that's nice.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't know how much they've got. I guess if they got enough.
Oh, the stuff I dump off at Salvation Army, I would not voice that upon my worst enemy.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you. No, I mean, it's just, I know they're pitching it. I'm sure.
Well, if I got stuff that's that bad, I just throw it away.
I mean, I will too, like shoes and stuff like that are really, really worn. But there's other stuff that I'm like, I mean, I don't give them holy clothes.
Okay.
But I'm talking about something I've worn for 10 years. Nobody wants this.
They don't know that.
But I'm trying anyway.
If they don't have anything, they want it. No. They'll take it. They're not going to be that picky.
Go to FEMA and get something new.
Well, there are people out there doing really good. I saw Metallica's All Within My Hands Foundation donated $500,000. Jimmy Kimmel opened a donation center on the back lot of his show.
So are they accepting used clothes?
I would hope so.
Or are they just accepting money or what?
It just says it's a donation center.
I saw Sherry O'Terry. You remember her from SNL. Sherry O'Terry was driving around with just bags of used clothes and things that she was going to try to donate. And she went to 2 different sites where they were taking, and they said, we've got enough. We've got enough. Like, they would not take her donation. She ended up volunteering in some other way. But she was just, like, letting people know, hey, listen, this site has got enough used clothes. They're good, in an applause to this, people who've already stepped up. But I don't know that people are taking a lot of used clothes at this point. I do think it's nice that people try. It's nice that you try.
Beyonce donated $2.5 million. That's nice.
Yeah,
to the LA
amazing.
Fire Relief Fund. The rapper The Game, remember him? He's reuniting survivors with their lost pets. I don't know what kind of system he's got set up, but I saw one guy got his dog back and was just bawling. He was so happy to get his little dog back.
Weren't they using the Rose Bowl for people's pets as well?
Is that what was going on? I don't know. I didn't know. Doja Cat designed some new merch for the Red Cross to raise money. Let's see. The Grammys are still on for February 2nd.
Yeah, they put off the nominations.
The Oscar nominees.
Oh, you said Grammys.
Yeah, the Grammys are still on for the 2nd. The Oscar nominees have been pushed back to the 23rd, but the show is still scheduled to go on March 2nd, as of this time. And Tom Brady's doing his part, Kelly. He has hired private security to protect his $20 million LA mansion from looters, so he's doing his part.
If I had that money, I would too. I don't need you looting through my stuff.
I know. I don't disagree with that. Guitar Center stepping up. They're accepting applications for special one-time grants to replace any instruments and gear.
Really?
Music instruction programs and stuff. So
I love that.
So way to go, Guitar Hero. I almost said Guitar Hero, which they are kind of. Guitar Center.
Guitar Center. Yeah. Well done.
Very good.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
Just don't try to hoist your dirty underwear on FEMA. They won't take it.
And then on January 30th, Fire Aid will happen. So we're going to have a big concert to raise money. Live Nation and AEG are booking, the acts.
That's awfully close to Fire Festival, if you ask me. But go ahead, Fire Aid.
Yep. Ticket info and the music lineup will be announced in the next few days, and all proceeds will benefit, rebuilding Los Angeles. 100% of all money to rebuild LA infrastructure and provide support for displaced families. So I can't wait to hear what that lineup is going to be. I bet it's going to be a good one. I bet there's going to be some big names in that concert. So look forward to seeing
I do find it interesting, and I know I'm doing exactly what I said yesterday that people inevitably do when you're bringing up the LA fires, is bringing up, and you already said it, about North Carolina. And they're really, I do sort of think they've been forgotten.
I know, man.
The people in Asheville and surrounding areas where people are still living out of their cars. I mean, in trying to, get their lives back together from that hurricane in September. So maybe they can share a little of the love.
It would be nice.
Stuff that they raise for the LA fire victims.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
A new fire broke out in Southern California last night, adding to the string of fires there in the past week that has left 24 people dead, hundreds of thousands under evacuation orders. CAL FIRE says the auto fire has burned more than 56 acres in Ventura County as of this morning. A mandatory evacuation has been issued in connection with that fire, and the big thing now is they are dealing with Santa Ana winds and very strong wind gusts through tomorrow afternoon. So that'll be their biggest challenge in fighting these fires. A 55-year-old Texas man has been arrested and charged with stalking Caitlin Clark after the basketball star told police she received messages that left her feeling extremely afraid. This man, a 55-year-old Michael Lewis, was arrested after police traced him traveling from Texas to a hotel in Indianapolis. And then when they approached him, he said, "Yeah, I'm in an imaginary relationship with Caitlin Clark. It's just a fantasy type thing. It's a joke. It's nothing to do with threatening her."
What's that? What they call that?
Delusion?
No, with that whole social thing.
Parasocial.
Is that what it is? Is that what we call that?
I think this is crime, whatever is happening here. Apparently, he started sending Caitlin Clark messages in mid-December. Court documents describe some of the messages and posts on X as sexually violent. One said, quote, "Been driving around your house 3 times a day, but don't call the law just yet."
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine receiving that? Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana Fever. She says she does not know this guy. She never responded to his messages. That he is scheduled to appear in court today. And if he is convicted of a felony stalking charge, he could get up to 6 years in prison. Sounds like the right place for him.
Man.
Carrie Underwood will be performing next week at President-elect Trump's inauguration. The 2005 American Idol winner will perform during the swearing-in ceremony for Donald Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance on Monday. The Village People will also be performing at one of Trump's inaugural balls. The group's music has been in very heavy rotation at Trump's rallies over the past year. In a statement on Facebook, the band says, "We know this won't make some of you happy to hear. However, we believe that music is to be performed without regard to politics." So I bet we'll be seeing a lot of the old Trump dance when this song plays, for sure. And those are your 3 things.
They're going to turn it into a line dance.
Yeah.
A whole line of people out there doing it.
Right.